Now let's look at how a records management policy can be created. You can go to File Plan first, and here a label can be created. I will name it as retention label 7 years legal documents. So this label is to ensure that the legal documents which are available in Microsoft 365 applications are retained for at least 7 years. Provide description for the retention label. You can provide description for admins, then provide any reference ID. You can choose business function or department where this legal information is available. So I'm selecting legal from list of departments of the organization. Then choose a category from the department. I am trying to secure financial statements in legal department, so I am selecting financial statements. Select a subcategory if it is available. You can select the authority based on which this retention is happening. This retention policy is being created. You can also cite any acts or regulations which are related to this retention policy. Select next. Now there are three options here. One is retain items forever or for a specific period. Second is enforce actions after a specific period. Third is just label items. Retain items forever or for a specific period. Next, so here you can provide number of years for which this particular label should retain items. You can also mention as forever, or you can use custom to provide your own number of years. Now after that you have option called start the retention period. So you can start the retention period based on multiple options. When items were created, based on that the retention period will start for those items. When items were last modified, so based on the last modified date the retention period will start. When items are labeled, then retention period will start. Based on any event type or employee activity or expiration or termination of contracts and agreements or product lifetime, these all are different event types which are created. So based on any event type, the retention period can start. You can also create a new event type here. So from the point an employee resigns the company, I am trying to retain legal information of that employee, financial information. So I would say employee resignation as the event type. Provide the description and submit. In this case, I would like to select when items were created as part of demo. Select next. The next step is retain items even if users delete it. So if users delete it, even then Microsoft Purview will retain these items, or the items can be marked as record. So when an item is marked as records, users won't be able to edit or delete items, and only admins will be able to change or remove the label. For SharePoint or OneDrive files, actions are blocked or allowed based on whether the item's record status is locked or unlocked. You can select whether the item needs to be unlocked. Unlock this record by default. Choose this option if you want to allow users to edit items before locking the record. Users won't be able to move its items across OneDrive accounts or SharePoint account libraries while the record is unlocked. The third one is mark items as a regulatory record. The next step is to choose few of retention periods. So what should happen after retention period? The first one is delete items automatically. So once the retention period is complete, all the files which are retained for last 7 years or 4 years according to the policy will get deleted. You have a disposition review also. You can, once the policy's retention period is complete, the document's retention period is complete, then a disposition review can be taken place. So you can create different disposition stages. So this is basically allows someone to review what to do next after the retention period is complete. So reviews can consist of 1 to 5 stages, which are sequential and will be completed by reviewers in the order they appear here. Automatic stage approval. So automatically the disposition approval will be obtained if 7 days or any number of days which are mentioned here complete after label retention period is complete. You can add stages, reviewer, then add reviewers for this stage. You can similarly you can add further stages in order for a review to happen. Click on OK. This is how disposition period is created, disposition review is created. The third one is change the label. You can change the label once the retention period is complete. You can ask this Purview to replace that label with another label so that these documents can be further maintained or retained for number of years this new label is configured for. You can also run a Power Automate flow, or you can just deactivate retention settings. Click on Next and click on Create Label. Now you can publish this label to Microsoft 365 locations as of immediately, or you can auto apply this label to a specific type of content or do nothing. When I select publish this label to Microsoft 365 locations, it will publish this label to all the Microsoft 365 locations, all files which are present in OneDrive and SharePoint. If I select auto apply this label to a specific type of content, then it will open an auto labeling policy, and here you can create an auto labeling policy based on any sensitive information or trainable classifier. So the label will be applied only to those documents or emails on which this sensitive information is available. Please refer to auto labeling policy video for how to create auto labeling policy. This is how retention labels are created. Now once labels are created, you can publish these labels. You can choose a label. Now as part of publish, you can publish these labels to locations. So these labels can be published to adaptive scopes, or you can make them static. When I select static, here you will get two options. One is all locations, includes content in Exchange email, Office 365 groups, OneDrive and SharePoint documents, or I can choose my own locations here. You can provide the policy name here, and provide a description. Go next, server. Now this label would be published through this particular policy. Now your retention label is published. Now we are looking at policy lookup. Policy lookup will help you to look up any policies which are based on a user or site or Microsoft 365 group. Here events can be created based on these event details. Based on the event trigger, the retention period can be started. Here disposition can be configured. This is how records management is used in order to retain files or documents present in Microsoft 365 locations. Thank you.